Hey there, so we are going to discuss array data structure. So before discussing array, we will discuss why do we need array and why we cannot work without it. Okay, so before array, if we want to store any data, what option do we have? We have variables like int, char, string or different kind of variables. So we will define it like var1 and we will save the value in that data type. So let's say in some instance we need 100 variables to store some value like 500 variables. So we cannot define like var1, var2, var100, var500. So what we have done, we have defined data structure called array. Array is a collection of items. Many values can be stored, okay, of same type. All can be either integer, char, string. It cannot be a mix of types which are stored at contiguous memory location. So let's talk what is this contiguous memory location. This is the array representation. Let's say there is an array which is stored in the memory. This is how it is stored in the memory. The first element is stored at address 100. So let's say address is a random number. It can be any address. Okay. So first element is stored there. We know the size of int is 4 bytes. It can be 8 bytes depending on the compiler. Let's take 4 byte for the sake of discussion. So first element is stored at 100. So next element will be stored at 104. Third element will be 108. And fourth element is 112 and so on. So as you can see, all the elements are stored in a linear way, one after the other, adjacent to one another. This is what we call contiguous memory location. As well, array is a linear data structure. Apart from this, we can also see the array indexing. It starts from 0. If we want to access any variable, like say there are 500 elements in an array, I want to access 405th element. So what I'll do, I'll array and index that will be 404 because it starts from 0. So it's a random access data structure. We'll talk more about it. Let's see how array is implemented in different languages. We'll talk about 3 languages: C++, Java and Python simultaneously. In any language, we will first define the data type, int, char, string or any data type, then the variable name. Variable name can be anything. There is no specific keyword like array to define. It is defined as same as data type. Okay, any variable name that you would like to take, okay, defined by the standard rules of naming variables. And the square bracket signifies this is an array, and the size. Okay, so here we are just defining the array. In Java it is similar, but it is initialized as well, like initial values are also put to it. Okay, so this is array definition. This is array definition along with initialization. So in Java, array square bracket, the variable name equals to new. New allocates a memory block. In this case, 5 size of the array into 4 bytes. So 20 byte memory will be allocated to this array variable, ARR variable, which we can use in our program. In Python, there is no data structures array. So we have to use list to implement all the functionalities of array. So standard list will be defined and it will be accessed with the same functionalities of array. So let's talk about array traversal. This is the basic operation that we are going to discuss on all data structures that we are going to study. Traversal is nothing but accessing every element in an array. It can be in any forward, top to bottom, front to back, anyway. Array is a random data structure, random access data structure. So we are going to use loops. And single element is accessed with array name followed by index. Like if I want to access first element, so I will say ARR bracket 0, second 1, 2 and so on. So in C++, array is defined and 3 values are initialized in curly braces, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we are going to start a for loop from I equals to 0 less than 3 because index start from 0, I++ and array I element will be printed. In Java, we have initialized the array with 3 elements. We have taken a for loop to 3 and printed each element. Okay. Similarly, in Python, a list has been initialized. There is no need to give square bracket or data type name in this Python, as you all know. And in the for loop, we will start to range 3 because the size is 3 and specific element will be printed. Okay. Next is how to find the length of an array. Sometimes we have an array, but we don't know the length of it. So how to find it, we'll discuss in C++ and then in other languages. Array is defined. You have the variable array, so you want to find the size of an array. As we know, if there are, let's say there are 3 elements in this case, so what will be the total size of array? It will be 3 into 4 bytes of individual ints, so that will be 12 bytes. So total size divided by individual will give us the length. like size of array is 12 bytes, size of any individual element, for the sake of simplicity we take the first element, so it will be 12 divided by 4, the length will come out 3. So that's how we get the length in C++. In Java we have the property of an array variable name arr or anything dot length, and it will return the size of that array. In Python we have a function called len, len, and we'll pass array as the variable name as a parameter. So this is a simple way how to access length of array. So next is a question like why array index start from 0. This is a very important question that might be asked to you in interview. Why the index start from 0 and why not from 1? Because let's discuss. So what is array variable? What does this variable arr point to? If I just define it arr, what does it point to? So it point to this first address of array, that is 100 in our case. It can be different in the real case. So it points to this address, this starting point arr points to this. So if I wish to access the address of first element, that is 12 from it, then what it will be? It will be same array. It will still be array because it is at the same, so it will be arr. So if I wish to find the address of this element, then what it will be? This is the base address and there is one element in between. So what I'll do arr plus 1. That will take me to here. So this is arr plus 0. This is arr plus 1. If I wish to get the next element, what it will be? Arr plus 1 plus 1. So two elements arr plus 2. As you can see, if we add the index number starting from 0 into the base address, we will get the specific element access address. So that's why we use indexing from 0. So let's say we take it from 1. So if I were to say arr plus 1 for this, so I have to do arr plus 1 minus 1. For this arr plus 2 minus 1, because this will be second element, this will be third element. If I wish to access its address, it will be arr plus 3 minus 1. So we have to do the extra override of minus 1. So why to do it? That's why we take index from 0. If you wish to read this answer and you can tell it to interviewer in specific word. So that's all for array. Next we are going to practice some questions on array.